Hello, future travelers. Welcome back to Legalopolis. First of all, congratulations on getting your US visa. Now, you are all set to travel and enjoy your dream holiday in the United States. But here's something you might not realize: having a visa doesn't guarantee entry into the United States. It only allows you to travel to a United States port of entry, whether it's an airport, seaport, or a land border. And that's where the real journey begins. Your first stop, always a quick chat with a CBP officer. Sounds simple, right? But these questions are crucial. They confirm your travel plans and help the officer decide whether they should let you into the United States or not. And yes, they can deny entry. So preparation is key. Let's go over what to expect and how to handle these questions smoothly. But first, let's understand why this interview. Friends, when you arrive at a US port of entry, CBP officers interview you to ensure that you meet entry requirements for the United States. Their goal is to verify your identity, confirm that the purpose of your travel matches your visa type, and check if you have the necessary supporting documents. They also screen for fraud and security concerns, such as if people are carrying fake documents or if they pose a potential threat based on intelligence reports. If the officer has any doubts about a certain traveler or feels that they require further clarification, then those travelers might be sent for secondary inspection, which involves a more detailed review. During this screening, officers may inspect your belongings, check electronic devices, and ask further questions about your trip. Now, the process can take anywhere from an hour to several hours depending upon the complexity of the situation. My only advice here is always be polite, courteous, patient, honest, sincere, and unambiguous in your answers and interactions with the CBP officer. If the CBP officer is not convinced, you could be denied entry into the United States, leading to deportation and, in some cases, a possible 5-year ban from re entering the United States or even using the visa waiver program. And therefore, to avoid complications, always ensure your answers are truthful, consistent, and aligned with the type of visa you are coming on. Now, friends, before you reach the CBP officer, that is when you are waiting in the immigration line, make sure you have these essential documents ready, because the first thing the CBP officer is going to ask you is, "May I see your passport?" So keep it handy. Always have your passport, your US visa, return ticket, accommodation details, and supporting documents about your visa type handy, so that when your turn comes, the visa officer takes your passport, and the first and the most common question they will ask you is, "What is the purpose of your visit?" Now, if you are a tourist traveling on a B2 visa, you can say, "I'm visiting the United States for tourism and sightseeing." And if they ask you, and you could mention the name of a few cities or some tourist attractions that you might like to visit over the duration of a few days or weeks or months that you are here in the United States. If you are visiting family or friends, you could say, "I'm here to visit my parents or sibling in this city." And to support your answers, make sure to carry a copy of your hotel reservations for the cities you plan to visit, and an address proof of the family or friends if you are staying with them. It is good to have a copy of the utility bill wherein the address is clearly written, and if possible, a copy of their passport. Always have a copy of your return flight ticket with you and proof of funds in case they want to know whether you really have the financial ability to support yourself. Now, if you are traveling to attend your child's graduation, you can mention, "I'm here to attend my child's graduation from this university in this city." And to support your purpose of travel, Make sure to carry essential documents such as an invitation letter from your child or the university, graduation ceremony details like official invite, schedule, or event ticket, proof of your relationship with your child like a birth certificate, and additionally, bring your child's proof of enrollment such as an I-20 or student ID copy. And make sure to have hotel reservations for the duration of stay and also your return tickets to prove that you intend to leave the United States after the ceremony is over. If you are traveling to attend a wedding, you can mention I'm attending my brother's or sister's or grandchild's or even your child's wedding in this city. To support your visit, carry essential documents such as wedding invitation card with the date, place, and venue clearly written, proof of your relationship with the bride or the groom, accommodation details like hotel booking or relative's address if staying with them, clearly stating your stay dates, and most importantly, a return flight ticket to show your intent to leave the United States after the ceremony. Now, if you are traveling for medical treatment, you can say, I am visiting the United States for medical treatment at this hospital in the city. Now, to support your case, carry essential documents such as a doctor's letter from your home country recommending treatment in the United States, a medical appointment confirmation from the US hospital or clinic, a treatment plan and cost estimate from the US doctor, proof of financial ability like bank statements, insurance, or a sponsor letter, a return flight ticket to show your intent to leave after the treatment, your medical records like x-rays, prescriptions, diagnosis reports, etc., and accommodation details of your stay. If you are traveling on a business visa, that is B1 visa, you can say, I'm traveling to attend a business conference or to meet with my company's clients in this city for these many weeks, that is, whatever is the duration of your stay. To support your purpose, carry documents such as a conference brochure with details of the name, venue, and dates, proof of conference or event registration, business invitation letter or an email from the US based company where you intend to meet your clients, your company ID card or an employment verification letter. Also, have accommodation details for your visit and a return flight ticket to show your intent to leave the United States after your stay. If you are traveling to the United States on an F1, that is a student visa, you can say, I'm here to attend an undergraduate or master's program at this university, and my classes start in, say, next week or the next 2 weeks, whatever is the duration. And to support your purpose, carry documents such as your valid I-20, that is Certificate of Eligibility for Non-Immigrant Student Status, a letter of acceptance for full-time degree-seeking students. Also make sure that you have evidence of financial resources, transcripts, that is if you're a continuing student, the CBIS fee payment receipt Form I-797, and the name and contact details of your sponsoring organization, including a 24-hour emergency contact number from your university. If you are traveling to the United States on a work visa like H-1B or L-1, you could say, I'm coming to the United States on an H-1B or an L-1A or L-1B visa as a whatever is your designation at this company in this city. And please make sure that you always state your designation exactly as mentioned in your petition. And to support your entry, carry important documents such as your L1 approval notice, that is Form I-797, a copy of your L1 petition, that is Form I-129 or 129S in case of blanket petition, and your employment offer letter and company ID card. Now, if you are traveling on a dependent visa like H4, L2, then you can say, I'm accompanying my spouse who works in the United States on an H1B or an L1 visa, if you are traveling together with them. If you are traveling separately, you can say, I'm here to join and live with my spouse who is currently in the United States on an H1B or an L1 visa. Now make sure to carry essential documents such as a copy of your spouse, that is primary visa holder's approval notice I-797, a copy of their passport and visa, a marriage certificate for spouses, a birth certificate for children, proof of financial support, and accommodation details like a lease agreement showing where your spouse resides. The next question that the CBP officer might ask is, where will you be staying? Now, clearly state your accommodation details based on your situation. For example, if you're staying in a hotel, you should simply mention that I will be staying at this hotel in this city, and as a proof, carry a copy of your hotel reservation. If you're staying with family or friends, you can simply mention that I will be staying with my, say, aunt, uncle, whatever is the relation, at this address. Carry a proof of their address, such as a utility bill, or, if possible, a copy of the lease agreement. If you will be temporarily staying in a hotel before renting a place, specially applicable for L1 or H1B visa holders, then you could mention that initially I will be staying at this hotel in this city for a few weeks while I finalize a lease for long term accommodation. And as proof, carry a copy of your hotel booking confirmation for the duration for which you intend to stay. Now, if you are staying in a university dormitory, you must mention that I will be staying at whatever is the name of your university dorm, and as proof, carry a copy of the dorm allotment letter, could be an email confirmation, with you. If you are renting an apartment, you can simply mention that I have already secured a rental and will be staying at the address in this city, and make sure to carry a copy of the lease agreement along with you as proof. Now, when the CBP officer asks, how long will you be staying in the United States? Your response should align with your visa type. So, if you're coming on a B1 or a B2 visa, you can say, I plan to stay for these many weeks or months for tourism or business purposes and will return as per my itinerary. And as proof, always carry a copy of your return flight ticket. If you are traveling on a student visa, you can say, I will stay for the duration of my undergraduate or graduate studies, approximately for say 1 or 2 years. And for proof, carry your valid I-20, CVIS fee receipt, and university enrollment letter. If you are traveling on a work visa, you can say, I will stay for the duration of my L1 or H1B visa, which has been approved for these many years. Carry Form I-797 and employment verification letter as proof. Sometimes the CBP officer might ask you, how much money are you carrying with you? Please state the exact amount of money you are having with you. I'm carrying these many dollars with me. But it's important that if you are carrying more than $10,000, you must declare it to US Customs. Failure to do so can result in fines, confiscation of funds, or even legal consequences. So always be truthful about the amount of money you're carrying with you. Now, if the officer asks, is anyone traveling with you? If you're traveling alone, you could simply say, I'm traveling alone. If you're traveling with family, please mention that. It could be your kids, your parents, siblings, whatever. If they are coming separately, you could simply mention that they'll be arriving on a different flight. And another question that the CBP officer might ask you is, have you visited the United States before? Now, for past US visits, you can give a general time frame. For example, I visited on a tourist visa in the summer of 2020, or I traveled for business in 2024. Or say, if you studied in the United States, you could say that I studied in the US from 2022 to 2024. The reason is that the officer already has your travel history in their system right in front of them. This question is just to verify that you have a general recollection of your past visits or not. So always answer carefully and truthfully and have a general idea about the dates when you've traveled to the United States. And friends, these are most of the questions that will be asked of you by the CBP officer at the port of entry. Here are a few things you must always remember. Number one, only answer what is asked. Always be truthful, honest, and confident in your answers. Keep your responses clear and concise, and make sure you have all your documents ready while you are waiting in the immigration line. That is your passport, your return flight tickets, your accommodation details, or your relative's address wherever you will be staying. If you handle this well, you'll breeze through the process and be on your way to enjoying your trip in the United States. So, friends, that's all about this interview. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing, sharing it with friends who might need it. Thank you so much for your time. I wish you all the very best for your upcoming visit to the United States and your interview with the CBP officer. May you have a smooth process and enjoy your stay in the United States. And until next time, safe travels!